live. Let me make sure we live on X, and then I'm gonna repost this. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Where are we at though? Yes, we are live, bro. We are live at
Mic
5.
test 1 2 1 2.
Yes, sir. We
Yes,
coolin'. We here with YOSHIRO. Yo.
love the energy as always, my man. How you doing today, my friend? Hope everything's going
Yo,
great.
I'm doing so good, bro. Good to see you. You looking spiffy, man. Got a nice little background going on. You know what I mean? I professional out here. The real
We are.
samurai, Yoshiro Mare in the building, bro. Let's let folks know. Let's let folks know who you are, bro, before we, get into all the cordialities and all of that. Let them know why you are the greatest samurai in the Western Hemisphere, bro.
Thank you for having me, Hurricane. Who am I? No, just a human being trying its best every day. And just a little background on my, the things I'm doing here in Web3 because that's what I am, or kind of the category I fall into, like a Web3 creator, a musician,
Hmm.
also like a digital artist. I've been experimenting here in Web3 for over the past 5 years, but my background in music goes back like 17 years or so, where I
Right.
had the opportunity to have my own label, be a live performer, do a bunch of stuff also in live sound. That's actually how I started my career, like in live sound. But yeah, man, in here in this space, I've had the privilege to kind of create my own reality with what we're doing here,
Yeah.
with culture, technology, with the friends we're meeting, with the vision. So just grateful to be here, be invited by this awesome project you're leading, WaveWarZ. So yeah, that's a little bit of my background.
God bless. God bless. We got our first comment here. Shout out to my G Thomas. He says, "Let's go! Let's fucking go!" That's exactly what he said. But yeah, bro. I love the background. I did not know you started in live music. I thought
Mhm.
you started in the mountains of Wudan. How? What is up with the name? Are you a samurai? What's going on?
I
Shout out Kid
am.
Venom. See you, dog. What's up,
We're
man?
all warriors, Hurricane. You know how the deal
Bro,
is. We're
bro,
battling here every day, and
bro.
grinding, just battling our own minds. Uh,
Damn.
yeah, but no, I'm from Colombia. Fun
Ah,
fact. Yes, I chose that
okay.
name. It's a very interesting story. I started from zero here in Web3. Like no one, absolutely no one knew what I was doing. I decided to end the project that I had before coming into the space. And also like around electronic music, melodic techno, and that kind of genres. But once I started here, I wanted to start, like fresh, like from zero, literally. So Japanese culture, uh, gastronomy, like everything around that culture. I think it's like from another life or something.
Nah, I feel that.
And and yeah, and by the time I was going like through that change of ending this past project, basically I came very close friends with a family. They're Jewish, and they told me that like when you're gonna start over, like kind of like death comes after you. But if he finds you with another name, like you're good. Okay, there's
Whoa.
and the reading for the day that I was born is related to Joseph. And okay, I wasn't gonna call myself. I don't know. I think it's just a name that didn't resonate a lot with me because
Yeah.
I was like, no, I want something Japanese. I want to continue. I want to, be that samurai, that ninja, that just kind of have my creativity around that because there's something about Japanese art, their aesthetic, how they see life, their
Mm,
language, like the character,
facts.
everything. I just wanted that in my project. So the the closest to Joseph was like Yoshiro. So and Mar
Oh,
is sea in Italian, which is another
See.
culture I really resonate with. Yeah, so that's kind of the story. It goes very like a lot deeper, but that's kind of like the story around it.
So if we were to get this translation correct, you're not Frank Ocean, you're Joe Ocean. But
Man.
shit, it's all
Yeah,
good, bro.
basically, yeah,
Shout out to
sounds about right.
yo, but that is fire, bro. Yo, thank you for the origin story because I wondered for so long. I was like, this man is definitely not Japanese. I tried to get you a picture on ChatGPT. You saw what happened. It brought up some,
I
you
did. Jackie Chan there.
know, so I don't know, bro.
I
That, you
forgot to
know,
text Sal Outline about that, but I'll make sure he gets the message.
nah, no doubt, man. But yeah, I really resonate with what you mean about Japanese culture. Definitely extremely inspirational. I don't know if you remember the show Samurai Jack. Definitely inspired me, bro. That shit was lit. Shout out to Zal in the background, bro. We live with
Yo, how's it
Yoshiro.
going, man?
Yeah,
What's good?
he said he's good to see you,
It's
man.
coming. It's coming.
Yo, so back to the topic, bro. The most important topic at hand. You said you are from Colombia. How
Yeah,
many beautiful wives do you have, bro? Like,
one, just one.
okay, nah, that's a
We
great
keeping it
start, man.
real.
Let's get it. Shout out to Yoshiro, man. Now let's get into the music side of things. I see that you cooking in the electronic music space, but I think I've seen you dabble in other areas. So why electronic music? What about it speaks to you? Like, why did you choose that?
Well, okay, I started making music in, in a band, in a metal band. I was
Oh shit! No
first,
way.
I was first a drummer, and then by that same time, I was taking guitar classes, and I was like, you know what? No, I can't practice without making everyone in my house like kind of how do you say that? Accommodated.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I don't know. I fell in love more with the guitar, and yeah, I started a band. By the time I was in school, we were like touring different cities. I was bringing like festivals and that kind of stuff. But when we got to record our album, we went into the studio. I paid for several like hours in advance. The drummer couldn't keep up with the metronome, and we couldn't record. And all the money I paid in advance, the guys from the studio stole it. But before
Damn.
that, yeah, before that happened, since he couldn't record, I had to learn how to program uh, drums. Like on by that time, it was in Reason.
Oh my god.
Reason, I think it's Reason 1 or 2. I don't remember.
Yeah.
So once I got around, that kind of environment, like software for music and a computer, this and that, I was like, wait a second, I can make my own. I can be my own band.
Oh.
And I started seeing like all these synthesizers. By that time, I was like very into electro. It wasn't like even techno or any other genre. I was listening to like electro house at that time. So I started experimenting, like producing some initial ideas there. And I remember sharing it with someone who was then my co-founder in the first label. He was like, you know what? I already played this in clubs and people love it. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna go on this route. And
Oh.
I started, and I went on from there. But it came from metal, like rock and metal music.
Wow, that's crazy, man. So wait, how does a kid from Colombia even get involved in rock and metal music? Because I don't know if they
Oh, the
play rock.
culture here is very big around that.
Really?
Yeah, there's
I did
like
not
a
know that.
lot of a lot of metal bands, rock bands, even ska, and yeah, it's very diverse in here. But the metal scene, it's very big and popular still.
Oh wow. I guess I'm asleep then, bro. I guess I only heard about other certain things. But yeah, definitely want to go to Colombia one day. So, you
Oh,
know,
this is your home. Whenever you want to come, just let me
yeah,
know.
let's go. We're gonna bring the whole squad. I swear. But yo, shout
WaveWarZ tour in
you
Colombia.
know, let's get it, man. But let's continue this conversation. So you got into electronic music. What made you like? Because you're one of those people that I always see dropping, bro. You're
Oh,
constantly got something coming, bro. So like, where does the consistency come from? Is it something? Is it like therapeutic for you? Or and I also see you're a very good businessman because I've seen you sell sell collections. I've seen you sell NFTs, etc., etc. How like what is the drive, bro? Where's it coming from?
I I heard this phrase one day that kind of changed my idea of why I was doing things, because
Mm,
this person said people don't do things because they think like they're beautiful. They do and
mm,
create art because they need to express something that is inside them, and if you don't like get it out there, it's gonna like choke you, or you're
nah,
gonna,
facts.
and I kind of feel that because there's so much, like I'm a person that I believe I feel things like over exaggerated,
Mm,
and I found in music and art, a way to kind of channel that. That's maybe what I resonated with metal music, because of the strong feeling to it, and kind of, yeah, kind of that power, like rage, violence, and a lot of emotions that were like channeled in that way, in a more healthy way.
mm.
So yeah, I think it's just something I love to do, Hurricane. And of course there are times that I was like, what's the point of doing this if I'm not living uh, like from it, or what's the point if not millions of people are listening to it? It comes a time that you kind of question that, but for the most part, it's like because I enjoy it, because I want to get better at it. That's another big reason, because I love, every time I get and sit down to create something, to write, to compose, like I want to learn something, and
Mm.
I want to become better at it. And also, one thing I kind of internalize over the past months is like I want to discover myself through what I'm doing, like through art. So every time I create
Wow.
something, like it teaches something from me. Like, yeah, like I just love it, man. That's why I keep creating. It doesn't matter if sometimes I don't sell, if no one listens to it. Like I get it out there. When people come to
Right.
your store, you want to see your shelf like filled up. Your
Yeah.
catalog, all the jerseys, all the albums, all the, like everything. You gotta fill it up, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. And I share a lot of the same similar sentiments. Like music is like throw up. Like you got it just has to happen. And then on top of that, I do wonder like what got you into the web 3 space. And this is before I ask one of the bigger questions. I think you know what's coming. But let me ask you this first. Like what got you into the web 3 space? And why'd you stay for so long, especially after, you know, all the hype that was happening. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, I first came into the Web3 space like as an investor. Like
Mm,
around that time, I was finishing that project. I was like always very interested in this world, like cryptocurrencies, like where can I buy this? Like I know like this is gonna be the future of the financial system. Like I want to make money too. Like
yeah.
that's how I first came into Web3. Like I bought some Bitcoin, I bought some Ethereum, and I didn't know anyone around me, like in Colombia, or any friends or anything who was doing that. So I was like, I had to find it on my own, how to do it, how to buy it, where to sell it, like. And by that time, the DeFi summer of like 2019, I believe, I started like investing in altcoins. So I was like teaching some of my friends, like the people who I produce music to, like, yeah, we're gonna become altcoin hunters. Like this is what we're gonna do. And I taught them how to buy, how to sell, how to create their own wallets. And by the time we were doing that, I started seeing projects around music. So I was
Right.
like, wait a minute. Like,
Oh yeah.
so I went more deep into it. The first thing I heard was like Audius and what's it called? Opus. Well,
Uh
those,
Opus.
but yeah, well, those like early projects. So I started diving more into it, creating my first NFTs. The first project I found around music after Audios was Mint Songs.
Oh yeah, mid song.
Yeah,
Yo,
the OGs know what we're talking about.
yo.
But yeah, Mint Songs. And when I'm from there, I found a community of Latin American artists who were also like uh, creating music. I know you like since then, man. Like I've seen you
Yeah,
around like
long.
world.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what made me stay, it was like this is the place that I found myself comfortable building and doing the things I want to do because I'm not, and it's not like the place, but it's like kind of your mental state of like,
Hmm.
I have nothing to lose here. I feel more free.
Hmm.
I know this is the future we're building for music. And I know for a fact as well that this is not a battle against the music industry. I believe that Web3 music and art is like an independent nation,
Yeah,
you know,
facts.
and that probably is gonna stay. I mean, we might want it to stay this way, you know,
Mm.
but that's what made me stay. Like seeing the value of what we're doing. We're setting our own rules. This is our own universe. We're pushing the boundaries of what was been kind of imposed, actually. So that's how it felt, and yeah, I felt that freedom and the people that are here, and I don't know everything, man. Like I don't want to be anywhere else. Of course, I'm like
I agree.
starting to release in
Hmm.
DSPs and this and that, but because I just want to make it more accessible. But yeah, that's what makes me stay here.
Bro, beautifully said, bro. I feel like I don't know, we're the same person except you're the Colombian samurai version of me.
A
You know
clone,
what I'm saying, bro?
a
But
clone. Yeah,
because I
yeah.
share so many of the same sentiments and even the same discovery, algorithm for lack of a better word, that how you discovered Web3. What was your first NFT? What was your first sale like? Take us back, bro.
Oh man, my first sale. I remember my first NFT. I minted it on Polygon. I was like, what?
Wow.
I, I don't even understood like all this stuff. Uh, but the first NFT I sold, it was in Mint Songs. And I believe
Okay.
the first collector is a friend who I value a lot, who I care a lot about, which is Sweetman. He's
Sweet man.
he's an
No
on-chain music
way.
developer. He's like the best in the game. And I
Yeah.
think it was him who bought my first NFT. And I was like, man, that rush, that rush
Yo,
of
facts.
a first sale or a random sale. Like nowadays, like we're kind of used to it, maybe, and I don't like that.
Mm.
But yeah, I was so happy, man. I was like, yes, I made it. I was like jumping on my feet. Yeah, man, good times because I was like, yo, not even the I don't know the most famous producer right now gets paid for a song what we are getting paid, you know.
Damn. Right.
And
Right.
that was a fact, man. Like,
Right.
so it's pretty exciting.
I
Yeah,
totally agree, bro. So
mint
what do
songs,
you
man.
mint songs, man? Definitely
Shout out.
if you don't know about it, bro, you weren't here, bro. That was definitely a legendary platform, bro.
bring
Legendary
back,
Web3.
bring back
Yo,
mint songs, man. Mint
bro.
songs on Solana.
Bro, bro, a lot of people are trying to diss me, telling me that Solana is not the
Nah,
future, bro.
it's it's the best blockchain.
Yeah,
It makes more sense to me than 150 L2s on
nah, facts.
Ethereum. But anyways, let's not
Nah,
get into
it's not
that
gonna. Yeah, you're
conversation.
right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Let's stay on topic. Let's stay on topic. Let me ask you this: what do you think is the future of Web3, or at least what is the future of Web3 that you would like to see?
Hmm. Okay, here's the thing, and I'm not kind of a idealistic person or kind of
Oh no.
no, because like I mentioned, like I would like to see this space remain in some
Mm,
sense independent, because we have to realize it's still a very experimental space. It still is, and I'm still amazed by the speed of how things have been evolving over the past years. And but I'm also very aware that the big fish always eats the small fish. So it
damn.
probably get to a point, man, like where all this Web3 technology is integrated on traditional systems and the music sector, entertainment, social media, like everything, and you don't need to know about changing a network, a
Hmm.
gas fee, and all this
Hmm.
stuff that we know that is just really the barrier to mass consumption. Like that's not going to happen if we kind of have that. Um, but this is all going to be integrated in some sense, and maybe a lot of companies are probably going to get absorbed by yeah, just the mass corporations or whatever we want to call it. But that's how I would like to see what we like, that there's still like a culture that was here that understood the values that we were trying to build this on and the values that are built on this base, and where sovereignty is still a priority, like just I want to see it that way, like a place that is still kind of independent
Mm.
in some sense. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Of course, this technology is gonna revolutionize everything, how we interact, how we monetize, uh, the speed of things, a lot. But maybe talking more of wealthy culture, I would like to see it in a future like that. If you know what I mean.
I feel you, bro. Like something that I often think about is like I feel like there will be a time where some things get protocolized. You know what I'm saying? Where it's not like companies, run the things in Web3, but more like protocols, like that can't be bought, that can't be owned, that are just like kind of decentralized and have incentives for people to build on them. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
So like I wouldn't lose all hope because at least Web3 has that possibility. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Totally.
Yeah, man. But let's get into, and that is pretty dark, about the whole idea. Whole idea of
No,
Web3.
it is that I think about that like a lot, and I know I should might try to focus more on the positive side, like you mentioned. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna be beneficial to us, and but we have to think on that as well. So
Mm.
keep our feet on the ground.
Nah, I feel that, bro. That's a man. I'm gonna have to start thinking about what you just said, bro. That's kind of deep. But I never thought about that because I've been on this whole gung ho. We about to take over Web 3's about to take over, etc., etc. But that's an interesting prospect about like because the same way that's happening with the institutions right now, like on the financial side, and you got all these Wall Street motherfuckers coming on, and you know,
Where did decentralization go, man? Like
you know.
you
Yeah, we
know,
getting deep, bro. We get deep. But wait, that's a whole nother thing. Let's go back to Yoshiro. You know what I'm saying? 432 hertz.
yeah.
When did you discover it? Why do you use it in all of your songs just like I do? You know
It
what I
was
mean?
an it was an airdrop. That was an
Airdrop
airdrop. Yeah.
from God.
Yeah, man. Like I was
Yo, man.
very deep into meditation. I remember being like during all this pandemic and stuff. And I started like finding in my YouTube feed like a lot of videos around that kind of information and knowledge, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. Okay,
Hmm.
why at some point of time in history this 440 hertz was imposed, who did it, and all
Mm.
that rabbit hole.
Yep.
And but mostly I was looking for a way to be different. Maybe that was a more subconscious reason of me choosing to go that route of doing the good thing, which
Mm-hmm.
I think it's yeah, that's great. Uh, but I just wanted to share that because sometimes we take decisions because we are trying to build an identity that says you're good,
Mm.
and yeah, that's a more intimate side of it. But
Yeah.
yeah, for 32 hertz and all this information around the power and sacred um, nature of sound, that's something I'm very passionate about. And I'm constantly learning around it, investigating. So I was doing a lot of meditation with this type of music, reading a lot. I was like, okay, how can I do this? So, you know what? I started uh, goofing around my audio workstation, tuning my instruments, comparing, and I was like, yes, okay, this makes sense. And I started to, really feel the differences. So I was like, no, okay, I'm gonna go on this route. I'm gonna decide to only make music in 432
Mm-hmm.
hertz, be kind of an advocate to it, and yeah, and people starting like noticing stuff like, okay, this sounds different. Why? And when I'm from there, right now I'm in what's it called? Precise temperament tuning,
Oh, what's
which is
that?
yeah. I made
Oh.
an article about it very recently. Precise temperament tuning refers to the intervals in a scale, right? Uh,
Uh-huh.
so it's the difference between each note or each semitone, and that was proposed by Pythagoras. He came up with the mathematical relationships between notes, but it turns out that that is mathematically imperfect. So you can't,
Really?
yeah, you can't get a perfect octave with the ratio that he proposed. That's why we have a Pythagorean comma to compensate that error on on those divisions of the notes. And I found out about that very recently because I'm also into like sacred geometry
Yo,
and a lot of
same.
that stuff.
Yeah.
And they discovered that if you use the cubic ratio of 2 to divide those notes, um, you actually can get a perfect octave. So the digital sum of all the angles in geometry, like let's say a triangle, right? In a triangle, you have uh, three angles, and those all sum to 9. In a square, as well, the sum internal sum of the angles sum 9. Every single geometric shape, a pyramid, a cube, everything sums up to 9. That's what makes it perfect, the internal angles. So in 440 hertz, there's no 9 anywhere.
Right.
432 does have that digital sum of 9, but if you use that separation ratio, uh, like I mentioned, with precise temperament, you get all nines like everywhere. So that's geometric
Holy.
correspondence. Yeah, I explained it better in the article I made. I'll share with you. Uh,
Absolutely. And,
but
and after this interview, can you please go to the live on X and drop that
yes,
article in
yes,
the
for sure,
comments as well, bro? Because
for sure.
that sounds incredibly fascinating.
Yeah, it's like nerdy stuff, but I don't know. I just love experimenting with it, and even Einstein mentioned like the future of medicine is the future. What was the I forgot that
Is
quote.
sound?
Yeah,
Did he say? Yeah, I
the
totally
future
agree,
of
bro.
medicine is frequencies,
Yes.
sound. So
Yep. I totally agree because like my life changed after January 16, 2019. I'll never forget that day. That was the first, and ever since then I've been dropping all my music in
yeah,
432 hertz. You know what I mean? And like listening to my music at that frequency, making music at that frequency, especially after years, I swear, bro, I don't know if somebody else can quote me, but I think it changed my DNA, bro. I
it
feel like a
does.
god. I feel like a god. You know what I'm saying, bro? like, yo,
And
It's
one of the things that
absolutely.
maybe people can, well, an example that people, when I share it, they can relate it the most is think of music as, let's say, a drug. Okay, so when you listen to music in 440 hertz, all emotions are exaggerated. So that's
Mm,
when why you feel like that rush, or when you feel a sad song, you feel it like very, very emotional. While if you take that same song and hear it in 432 hertz, the emotions are not as exaggerated. Like it's,
hmm.
you know, so that's
Way more
why
still.
people kind of use music as a drug nowadays. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna share it in the chat right now,
Yes.
so you can check it out.
Appreciate you, bro. So yeah, if y'all heard it here first, if you're on X and see the Yoshiro Maro, wow, I said Mare
All
interview
right.
on our X, check the comments for that beautiful article, man. I'm excited to read that. So when we talk about the 369, I'm sure, have you heard about Nikola Tesla?
Yeah.
Of course, of course. So he says when you want to understand the universe, look into frequency, vibration, and
And
energy. But
cups.
another one of his things was 369. How he only stayed in rooms that had a 369 or a 36 or a 9. He only took 3, 6, or 9 steps in multiples. Like really deep, bro. So like what do you think is like? Because I know you talked about the cubic ratio between the notes and them adding up to 9, etc., etc. Why do you think 9 is such a beautiful number? What do you know about it? How do you use it in your music? Let folks know, bro.
Nine is like perfection. Line nine is like three times three, and everything in our universe is like in threes, like
Mm,
past, present, future, the Holy Ghost, the Father, the Son. Like it's just how the code was made. Like I didn't make the
mm,
blueprint, but nine symbolizes perfection. Like thing after nine, what comes 10, right? But 10 is one and zero,
mhm,
and basically that is like the culmination. That's like the peak of energy. Like after nine, it's just we go back in the loop and look at the
mm.
shapes of 3, 6, 9. Like very very harmonic, and it does represent that closing of a cycle, the closing, the perfection, the harmony, the yeah. I believe that numbers have a meaning of its own, like their own energy, and nine is like the highest form. That's how I say it. That's how I see it.
No, I really resonate with that. I really resonate with that because I had I mean, I'm still in that phase, the Nikola Tesla phase, understanding sound, et cetera, et cetera. I literally looked into how the ancients, because I look into ancient Egypt a lot. They seem to have been highly influenced by sound, especially when we look at things like the pyramid and the resonant
Mm.
frequencies inside. Do you have any thoughts on any of those type of things?
I think we have the wrong misconception of civilizations and seeing them. Oh, look, back there. Uh,
Oh, facts.
uh, I think they were not as rudimentary as we think, or like they were like
Absolutely.
way back on the. No, I think most civilizations have reached the peak of technology in ways that we still do not comprehend.
Mhm.
And the relationship to sound is everywhere. Like in architecture, if you look at, for example, I heard this about the Indian culture and like the things you see in churches. Those figures are actually frequencies. Those
Mm.
figures are actually sound. Those frequencies are actually words and phrases. And another thing, you know how God created the universe?
Oh, he
He
said,
he
spoke.
said, he
Yep.
spoke.
Yep.
So that's something that blows my mind, and I try to be
Yeah.
like very also kind of aware of the words I use and how I communicate.
Facts.
Of course, it's I'm human and like I say a lot. I say a lot of things that I shouldn't say. Eh, but yeah, man, sound. That's how we. That's how reality was created through sound, through words, through vibration, and everything at its core. It's a frequency. Even a rock that you see, like it's so stiff and doesn't move or doesn't have life. That thing is in the smallest unit. That thing is vibrating.
Right.
Qubits and quarks, that's like moving. So yeah, everything is vibrations.
Yeah,
Whatever
bro.
everything we see is like a cosmic symphony.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but like in all my songs, I make sure I'm speaking blessings, unless I'm just
Mm.
narrating something that happened in my life, because I'm realizing, like, yo, over a long enough time horizon, pretty much
Mhm.
everything I say in my songs comes true. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, whoa, bro,
Yeah.
like almost to a scary level. You know?
In Spanish, for example, divino, like divine, is
Yeah.
actually di is like saying decir, like the word say.
Right.
Vino is come. So divino is what I said came.
Whoo! Woo!
Yeah.
Yo, I don't think they were ready for this much
Yeah.
game, bro. Good God.
No, like the word and in like the Mayas, I don't know how you say in English. Mayan, Mayan,
Maya.
Maya.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, there's this famous kind of artwork or whatever that has like a face in the middle, like the Aztec or Mayan calendar or whatever. It has a face in the middle and it has a tongue like this.
Right.
What it symbolizes is that everything is created with your tongue.
Wow,
That's why your
wow.
tongue is the most powerful muscle in your body.
Damn.
So, yeah. And one thing that I also came to realize and accept is like, okay, yeah, that's true. We do create with our words, but the only one who can really do that is like, okay, God, right? Because I can say 1,000 times that I'm a millionaire, and maybe it's not going to become true. But yeah, that's just throwing those.
that's the thing. So God, you know, can say it and it instantly happens. But I
Yeah,
think
that.
us, it's like there's a kind of a time delay. You know what I'm saying? Like but I agree, bro. Like the tongue is extremely powerful. Shout out to Candy out here. Yoshiro Mare unlocking the life sauce.
Been loving this
Absolutely, bro.
conversation, man. Thank you for
Yo,
having me, Hurricane, for real.
easily,
Nice
bro.
talking to
Like,
you.
yeah, this is the stuff I think about like pretty much most of the day. You know, if I'm not thinking about WaveWarZ, I'm thinking about these these concepts, bro. You know what I mean?
Cool.
So yeah, bro, definitely a great conversation. I think we need to have a whole other conversation, like a whole like of just like the sacred like meanings of music and sound and like really just dive deep into that because I've done literally years of research on this stuff, bro. And like it's absolutely
So
been
good.
mind blowing to really understand what's been going on here. Let me ask you one more question before, because usually we like to keep these to like 30 minutes so that people
Mhm.
can watch them and they're digestible and whatnot. But let me ask you this last question, bro.
Yeah.
Do you think music can save the world, bro?
Yeah, man. I mean, we can be vessels of light through any format.
I agree.
God shines through people, and people make beautiful things like music, like art, like books, like these conversations. So I think if we kind of align to that truth, we can definitely change the world through music, through art, through relationships, and maybe not change the world because the world and life, they are what they are, and they do need like this dark side where light shines the most brightest. Like there needs to be a balance, but it definitely can be a better place if we do align to that truth and let that shine through us. That's what I want to
Beautiful, man. All
say.
right. Your last statement to the people, bro. Saying to close off the interview, what's the last thing you want people to know? Let them know where they can find you, et cetera, and then leave them with something that they can take for life. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. No, thank you, Hurricane, for the time for
Of
this
course.
conversation. You're a person that I admire in this space. I've seen you for years here, doing your thing, persevering, connecting with people, and just doing your best, man. So I appreciate this time, and I just wanted to say that I admire you.
Thank you, bro.
And
I appreciate that.
we'll
Likewise.
see you guys on WaveWarZ. We have a very special battle coming up with my friend David,
Yep.
who's a producer from Argentina, producer and friend who I really appreciate. So it's going to be fun. We're going to be doing this on November 9th at, what was it, 8 p.m. EST?
8 p.m. EST, man.
EST. So
Bro, can
you
you
guys
please
see you
tell
there.
can you please tell David to answer his DMs? I've been
I
trying
will.
to
I will.
trying to get him on an interview too, but he hasn't answered the
I'll
DM.
let them know. Yeah,
I bet.
I'll let them know. And yeah, hope you guys see you there.
Yep.
And as for me, you can find me on X at YOSHIRO MARE, podcaster. I'm also in Lens. I started my YouTube channel, but it's in
Ah,
Spanish. But yeah, if you're a Spanish speaking person and would like to learn or just share with me what I'm doing around personal development and yeah, conversations around God and what I have been learning in
wow.
my process. That's what I'm using like technology for, share my process, documenting what I'm doing, like sharing the world through my eyes, whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm doing. You can find me on YouTube, and my channel is called Identity Call, so you can find that there. And yeah, man, my music is starting to being shared in DSPs and in Spotify. You can find my first release as Yoshiro Mar there. And yeah, man, I'm here, over here, chilling, building, just enjoying life. That's maybe just my advice to you guys. And life prepares you through the daily task, through the daily relationships, through the normal and simple things. Like, don't worry if you haven't found your purpose yet or you're trying to find the meaning of life. Just do your best at what you're doing right now. And yeah, that's what I wanted to say. It's not maybe life changing, but it, at least for me in the last week, has been like, okay, uh, if I'm gonna continue to worry about what I should be doing in this time of my life, I'm not gonna have fun or I'm not gonna be grateful to what I have right now. I'm just gonna do my best at the task that I'm doing right now and focus on becoming a better person is my priority. The rest will come. And just realize that you already have everything. You already have
Mm.
everything in your life. And yeah, it's where you focus your attention. Just be grateful. That's it.
Let's get it, bro.
Much love, my friend.
Much love. Shout out to my G. Yosh. Wait, we got to do it right. Yoshiro. In this space,
Love the
bro.
energy always, my
Let's
brother.
get it, man. But we will see you on Sunday, November 9th, 8 p.m., bro. Y'all gonna get to hear the 432 hertz vibe. Y'all hear how much research this man has done into sound. Let's see, if he's ready for war, bro. But yeah, thanks again for coming through, bro. So dope to see you, man, and talk to you, after a pretty long time, actually, like on a one-on-one conversation. But we need to schedule a time where you
For
can
real.
come on the space and we just nerd out on this sound shit, bro. Because
It will be dope. It will be
that
dope.
is my shit, bro.
Thanks for coming, man. Have a good one, my friend. Later, guys. Thank you for